Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got a super exciting unpackaging and installation to share with you guys, and we're going to jump right into it. Thanks to my generous patrons for supporting me. There's a link for Patreon right down below. And please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. Oh my gosh, let's get into this. I am so excited to do this today. What do we have here? I have a textured titanium Eklipse scale. Oh my gosh, I've been trying to get one of these for so long. This is one of the newer ones that's milled out on the inside. I have an Eklipse here, a new tri-way Eklipse that I love. This is a user. Been loving this knife, right? The Eklipse is such a great design. It's been around for a long time. I've enjoyed this, micarta scale, the smooth micarta scale, but I thought the first chance that I get to get a titanium scale for the Eklipse, I will absolutely do it. And fortunately, Hinderer dropped a bunch of Eklipse stuff on his website, and a few of you were kind enough to point out, hey, he's got those textured titanium scales, and I immediately jumped on it. These are expensive. If you don't know, Hinderer knives start out at about 425 bucks, and the titanium scales are 200. Yeah, I know. Oh my gosh, that's so expensive. It's my whole, like, welcome to the world of folding knives. I'm not trying to be condescending, but I'm aware. It's an expensive hobby. Let's go ahead and get this installed. I will link Hinderer knives and parts and accessories right down in the description so that you guys can check out what is available at the time of this video. So feel free to do that. But yeah, we're going to do some hyperlapse. This is not an instructional video. I have many instructional videos on how to disassemble Hinderer knives, and you know, YouTube is full of them. We're just going to hyperlapse this, put some music to it, and then we'll talk about the knife. Awesome. This came together just like every other Hinderer scale that I've ever attached, but yeah, I've been wanting to do this for so long. This Bowie is, if I'm not mistaken, I can't remember. I think it's a Southern Edges exclusive, the Eklipse Bowie. But obviously the titanium scale will fit, any Eklipse that's Gen 2 or forward. They have specific titanium scales for Gen 1, but I think those are a thing of the past now. But yeah, this is perfect, and everything came together just fine. The new race is going to have to wear in, but my goodness, is this smooth. This Eklipse, for whatever reason, is the smoothest Hinderer that I own. And my collection of titanium Hinderers is growing now. I almost have all of the ones that I want. I suppose I can throw my ZT in there. I have other Hinderers. In fact, I'll just get them out for you guys. I got two more here. And perhaps one day I'll be able to get titanium scales for these guys as well. But I got one more scale here that I've had on the channel forever. I have a 3.5-inch titanium scale. This is one of the older ones that is totally unmilled. And this was also before they were putting their logos on it. It's a legitimate scale. I've had it forever. And it's been on multiple Hinderer XM18 3.5-inch models on my channel. I am waiting on exactly the right XM18 3.5-inch to add this guy in here, and then I'll, have the trifecta, or my own personal trifecta, between the XM18 3.5-inch, XM24, and Eklipse. But this is, it feels very good to add this one to the group now, because I've always thought, gosh, a full tie Eklipse would be incredible, but the first time I even contemplated doing it, it was basically like, it wasn't possible. The first time that I thought that would be really great, it just was an impossible thing to get that. So I knew I wanted, once Triway was announced, I knew I wanted to own a Triway Eklipse. The Bowie looked like a good one to go with, and I thought the first chance I get to get a titanium scale for that guy, a textured stonewash scale, I am absolutely going to do it. I don't know what it is about, Hinderer's textured titanium, but it's just very, very, very appealing. So that's what I'm trying to do here. I know I'm essentially recreating the same knife over and over and over again, but hey, if you're a knife collector, everybody's got their thing. No, they're not for sale. None of this is for sale. Trust me, it's not for sale. Yeah, if you're wondering, is the Eklipse still going to be a user? Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't care about this guy is not a save queen. I've got some of these other Hinderers are save queens. And I pick and choose the knives that I do that with, but this one, definitely going to get carried and used. This is essentially, one of, in my book, as far as my collection goes, it's one of the ultimate EDC knives. I mean, this build is absolutely ideal. As far as what I look for, what I like to carry, this is absolutely right up my alley. I think the Bowie blade looks the best on the Eklipse body, and I think the Eklipse body, despite actually liking the XM18 3.5-inch more for its aesthetics, I think the Eklipse is definitely a better design. It just makes a little bit more sense ergonomically. The landing zone out, off the flipper tab is not, sharp or rough or anything like that, and the flipper tab itself is not quite as hook-shaped as on, some of the XM18 models. But yeah, this is wonderful. And now the weight on it is going to be a little bit less. Like I'll weigh some of my Hinderers here, so you guys know. Since this scale is milled, it should weigh about ½ ounce less than a regular full thickness titanium scale from the past. So it's still fairly heavy at 5.22 ounces. This XM18 3.5-inch here, it's got a titanium scale from the past that is unmilled. That guy's coming in at 6.38 ounces, right? This is an XM24 with a newer scale. So that guy's still coming in at almost 8 ounces. XM24 standard without, this is a carbon fiber scale, but it's, fairly similar there. Here's a ZT0392 that is essentially exactly the same thing as the Eklipse, right? Very similar dimensions. This guy's titanium unmilled and is coming in at 6 ounces, so quite a bit of difference between. In fact, this Eklipse doesn't weigh too much more than what it did with just the standard titanium liner and micarta scale. It's just a little bit more, right? My XM18, this is the Monkey Edge exclusive with the frag scale in G10, weighs actually more. This guy weighs more than my titanium Eklipse. So the Eklipse 5.22 ounces versus the XM18 with the G10 scale 5.61 ounces. Yeah, pretty crazy. So yeah, it's really not going to be that bad. It's right there smack dab in the middle of where I like to carry, the weight that I prefer to carry with my knives. Put all these guys back out here. Yeah, so this is the hint. I know that people say, oh, the ZT0392 doesn't count. It basically counts at this point. It's not officially a Hinderer, but it's about as close as you can get without it being an actual Hinderer. So the quest continues. I'll finish up at some point, hopefully I'll be able to acquire the right XM18 3.5-inch for that guy. And I'll buy it brand new because I like to support the maker. I know people will offer up theirs. I'd like to buy it directly from a retailer, one of the retailers that I use down below, or any of the wonderful retailers that supply these types of knives. I'll find one and buy it. And then after that, geez, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll have to start going after some of their different models, right? But Yeah, or maybe hunt down some titanium scales for some of these darker ones here. That'll be a new adventure. But yeah, this is this is where we're at the moment. This was fun. Hope you guys were at least mildly entertained by this. Like I said, you can find Hinderer knives and accessories right down in the description. If you did enjoy this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do of course have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like. So check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that middle complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.